Happy Friday, everybody. It's Friday. It's Friday. Okay, that's my little dance. There you go. Anyway, hope you guys have had a really, really good week. I know I sure have. You guys made it that way, and my heart is just exploding with love. So thank you for doing that for me. Anyway, we need to jump right into it. So we are going to start with phonemic awareness, and we're going to do words where I give you a word and you rhyme with those words, okay? So the first word is sail. Can you give me some words that rhyme with sail? And then what's that little critter moves super slowly? It's a snail. Or I'm gonna on the nail. What else? All right, thank you. All right, the next word is mop. Is there a word that rhymes with mop? Chop, you got it. Stop. What else? Okay, thank you. What about own? I'm not little anymore because I have grown. What else? Okay, thank you. All right, good job. So now I'm going to say some words and you're going to tell me the first sound you hear in the word. So the first word, bridges. What's the first sound? B. Good. Sleepy. What's the first sound? S. Promise. What's the first sound? P. Classes. What's the first sound? K. And the last one, flower. What's the first sound? F. Good job. All right, so I am going to give you the sounds in a word. You're going to bring them together to tell me what the word is, okay? P, o, b. What's the word? Probe. G, I, d, o. What's the word? Griddle. B, a, k. What's the word? Break. K, a, k. What's the word? Crack. Good. B, I, t, o. What's the word? Brittle. Very similar to griddle as we had earlier. Yep. Eyes. What's the word? Fries. G, a, v. What's the word? Gravy. Good. And actually be v, e at the end. P, p. What's the word? Prop. B, ooze. What's the word? Bruise. And the last one, t. What's the word? Fruit. Well done. All right. So as we did yesterday, you are going to tell me the ending blend. And again, an ending blend is where we take two letters that work together, like st, bl, as in blend, okay? But we're listening for the ending blend, all right? So in the word wrist, the ending blend would be st. Wasp, what would the ending blend be? Sp. Well done. Dusk, what's the ending blend? Sk. Test, what's the ending blend? St. Tusk, what's the ending blend? Sk. Grasp, what's the ending blend? Sp. And the last one, toast, what's the ending blend? St. Good job. All right, so this time I am going to give you the entire word and you will break it into the different sounds, okay? So the first word is freeze. What are the sounds? F, e, z. Good. Grade. What are the sounds? G, a, D. Prune, what are the sounds? P, oon. Good. Fright, what are the sounds? F, I, t. Nice. Bread, what are the sounds? B, ed. Cream, what are the sounds? K, eam. Good. What's the next one? Browse, what are the sounds? B, ows. Good. Friend, f, end. Good. Grapes, g, ape. S. Good. And the last one, pretty, pretty. P, it, e. Good. All right, so moving along, we are now going to do some words, and I am going to start with part of a word. I'm going to add a beginning sound. You'll put them together and make the new word. All right, so we have raid. I'm going to put a b in front to make it braid. Good. Let's see. Ride. I'm going to put f in front to make it fried. Good. Radle. I'm going to put a k in front to make it cradle. Good. Rise. I'm going to put a p in front to make it prize. Raid. I'm going to put a g in front to make it grade. Rude. I'm going to put a k in front to make it crude. We have rave, and I'm going to add a b to make it brave. You got it. So this time I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to have the beginning sound and the rest of the word. I'm going to delete the beginning sound, and you'll tell me what's left. Okay? So we have brush. I'm going to take away the b, and I'm left with rush. Good. I have rook. I'm going to take away the k, and I'm left with rook. Good. Brand. I'm going to take away b, and I'm left with rand. Right. I'm going to take away the f, and I'm left with right. Grand. I'm going to take away the g, and I'm left with rand. Nice. I have crease. I'm going to take away the k, and I'm left with reese. Nice. Rise. I'm going to take away the p, and I'm left with rise. Rhyme. I'm going to take away the g, and I'm left with rhyme. Ramp. I'm going to take away the k, and I'm left with ramp, right? And the last one, rent. I'm going to take away the f, and I'm left with rent. Nice. All right, so the last thing we're going to do is we are going to start with a word. We are going to delete the beginning blend, substitute for a new blend to create a new word, okay? So I'm going to have sweet. I'm going to take away the sw. I'm going to put in tw to make it tweet. You got it. I have slice. I'm going to take away the sl. I'm going to put in pr to make it price. Trap. I'm going to take away the tr, put in cl to make it clap, right? I have slide. I'm going to take away the sl. I'm going to put in tr to make it tried. I have brain. I'm going to take away the br, put in dr to make it drain. I have twice. I'm going to take away the tw, put in sl to make it slice, right? I have blaze. I'm going to take away the bl, put in gr to make it graze. Crow, I'm going to take away the cr, put in fl to make it flow. Try, I'm going to take away the tr, put in pr to make it pry. Good. And the last one, crate, I'm going to take away the cr, put in gr to make it great. Good job. That was great. All right, so moving along. Yesterday and the day before, we did something very similar. Remember how we had long A versus long A, and we were working with those A sounds. Today, we are actually going to be working with the different U, the long U sounds, and the different spellings that go with it, okay? So the spellings that go with it are, we're going to do UI as in juice. Okay, I'm going to put that one out there. I have U with the U consonant E spelling. And I have the long U sound with the O spelling as in food. Okay, so we have those three different spellings. And then we're going to go ahead and put the different words out. I'm actually going to get my markers ready for the next activity we do after that. Okay, so I have the word, and I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera around. Sorry about that. Kind of our little roller coaster ride there. So what word is that? Prune, good. And what's the spelling? U consonant E, good. So does that go under juice, cube, or food? That's right. Cube, good. What word is this? Broom, good. What's the spelling? O, good. So does it go under juice, cube, or food? That's right, food, because they both have the O spelling. All right. Well, what about this word? What word is this? Try not to cover it. Moon. What's the spelling? O again, that's right. And so it goes under which one? That's right, food, just like broom. What about this word? What word is that? Fruit, good. What's the spelling? UI, so it goes under which one? Juice, that's right, because it has the UI spelling. What about this word? What's this word? Tooth, exactly. What's the spelling? O. So does it go under this one? This one? Or this one? Yeah, that's right. It goes under food. Got that one quickly. All right. What about this one? What's this word? Mule. What's the spelling? U consonant E. That's right. So it goes under which word? That's right. Cube, because they have the U consonant E spelling. Got two left. What's this word? Suit, good. And what's the spelling? UI, and that goes under juice, that's right. Last word, what word is that? Bloom, exactly. What's the spelling? O, and we're gonna put it under food. You got it. All right, so I'm gonna take those away so we have space for the next activity. Okay. All right, so for this one, you should have already had it printed out. If you don't, go ahead and get it, and you can push pause and come get it. Otherwise, we're gonna go ahead and start now. Now notice, we have the exact three words that we just did, right? We have the UI spelling, and in that one we're gonna color yellow, as in juice. We have cube, the U consonant E spelling, which we're gonna color green. And then we have the OO spelling as in food, which we're gonna color purple. So we've done it before, we have yellow and green, we're now adding the color purple, okay? All right, so I'm gonna do a few of these for you. And actually, you know what? Just like we did the other day, I am gonna go ahead and give you the spellings of those words that are just the picture. And I noticed some of you guys, when I was looking at your words, you did not color in that part. And also, if you're doing it on Seesaw, it's really hard for me when you color over it. It's okay if you use Seesaw to color, but make sure you leave that word so I can see if you did it right. If I just see a whole bunch of green or a whole bunch of yellow, doesn't really help me. So be super careful if you do it on Seesaw, okay? All right. So let's go over the words that have pictures, but it doesn't spell the word. Do you know what that's a picture of? A spoon, right. I'm gonna do it on the top just because there is a little bit more room. Can you guys give a guess which one of the U spellings it is? Is it sp, and then with UI, U consonant E, or OO? Which one do you think it is? For those of you guys who said OO, you are correct. So it goes S, P, U, N. That's right, N. Okay, so we have the word spoon. Make sure you spelled it correctly. You can go ahead and rewind this if you need to. So when you remove all the volume, you turn it on what? Think about our Zoom sessions. We turn it on mute. That's right. And you guys should see what that looks like when we're on there. So that one is M-U-T-E. Excuse the noise in the background. Someone did not have a nap today. I apologize. And what is this a picture of? Fruit. And that one we had earlier. Can you remember it? Do you remember that spelling? I did hear a few of you guys say U-I, right, and T, okay? And the last one, it's not a horse because that wouldn't fit. It's not a donkey. It's actually a different word for a donkey called a mule. And that would be M-U, really hard to do the bottom ones with one hand, U-L-E. Hopefully you can see that, okay? So now, again, I have to remember, and again, if you're gonna do and yours happen to be darker, then maybe go along the outside. So remember, all the U-I spellings are gonna be yellow. All the U consonant E spellings are going to be green, and the O-O spellings are going to be purple. Okay, I'm gonna do that underneath because it's gonna be too dark, and I really wanna make sure I see that word. All right, so let's do, let me pick a random one this time. Let's try this one, bloom. What color would I do that one? That's right, because just like in the word food. So I'm gonna do that purple. And if you want, you can color around the word, okay? And what if I did this one, suit? Which color would that one be? Exactly, yellow. All right, so I think you guys can go from there. All right, so right now you can go ahead and push pause and work on your worksheet. And when you're ready for Writer's Workshop, come on back and we'll come back and do it together. All right, see you in a little bit. Hey guys, welcome back. It is now time for us to do Writer's Workshop. And today, if you guys looked at your lesson plan, because I know a lot of you guys on Zoom already know what we're doing, which I love that you guys are looking ahead. That makes me really happy to see. Do you remember which writing tool we're going to use today? That's right, our blue revising tool again. And this time around, we're going to make our story a little bit more interesting. Okay, so yesterday we added sparkly words, which does make it more interesting, but we also want to add a little bit more detail. So you're the author and you want the audience to really understand every little thing that's going on in your mind. You might write part of it, but you were thinking something that can also go along with it. And this is that time to do that, okay? So I'm gonna look at my story and see where I can add just a little bit more detail, make it a little bit more interesting. All right, so here we go. John was so ridiculously excited to go to John's birthday party. Okay, and I remember it later on, obviously I'm gonna edit. How about he and Joe were talking about it all week. So that really shows he was so excited to go. They'd actually been talking about it all week. When he got there, he realized that when he got there, you know, I think it'd be better if I said when he got to the party, It just makes it a little bit more clear as to where did he go. I said there, but if I say to the party, then we know it better. Okay, when he got to the party, I feel like I break my voice a little there. He realized that he forgot to put on his shoes, his cool new fancy shoes. He said, "OMG, I'm so embarrassed." Then Joe said, "That's okay, we all forget our cool new fancy shoes sometimes." And maybe I'll say it even happened to him the other day. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring it closer because I need my other hand. It happened. Ooh, sorry about that. I apologize. Happened. Ooh. I'm gonna put a little arrow. I'm just gonna use the back right now and say it happened to him the other, oops, I need to make that one word and one word here, the other day. Okay, so it proves it can happen because it actually happened to him. All right, moving along. At the party, his cold, embarrassed feet got so disgustingly dirty that they stuck to the hardwood floor and everything else. And I'm gonna say like what? Like the food and decorations. That's a really paint a good picture there. So I might be adding more detail in my picture later on because I'm adding more detail in my words, like the food and decorations, period. Then John said, "My feet are so gross." Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. I think that's good with that page and then move along. His amazing best friend Joe was such an incredibly nice friend. He loaned him a pair of his fancy new shoes. Oh, I just realized I have that word twice. I don't need that word. Fancy new shoes after getting all cleaned up. After, oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna put a little comma there. Pair of his fancy new shoes after getting all cleaned up. "You're such an amazing friend, Joe," said John. "You're my best friend. I'm glad I could help." Maybe I could say, I wish I had someone to help me when it happened. I wish I had, oof, tricky here, had. I'm gonna put a little arrow. Okay, let's go. Someone to help me when I forgot my shoes. So that's going to be continuing what he said. So what I'll actually do here is I'm going to get rid of this one because I'm adding on to what he said. I wish I had someone to help me when I forgot my shoes. Okay? So that's what you guys are going to do today in Writer's Workshop. You are going to make it a little bit more interesting. Give us a little extra detail. I didn't add sparkly words because I already did that yesterday. But fill in maybe certain parts where you think you might be a little bit unclear, and you can just give just a little bit more detail, a little bit more, get a few more ideas to really have the writer, the audience truly understand what you're